All right, guys, it is finally the week of Harvest Fest. I have not gotten to go to this in literally like 3 years, but we're going to make it out this year. And I have a big surprise, as you probably just saw in the background. The four-wheeler is no longer on BKTs. Ignore the oil. I was stupid and spilled some, but it's fine. I have not seen these tires ever in person in Arkansas, so it'll be interesting to see how they do, how they run. I believe they're discontinued. I don't think that company exists anymore, but they're shaved on every other lug on the inside, and so I've still got some sidewall, which was something I didn't have before on those BKTs, and so I would get down in a hole and I could not grab that center wall to save my life just because it was just slicked over. And I mean, they seem to be in good condition. I don't know who shaved them, but it low-key looks like they just took a hacksaw to it. You can see it's not like a typical grooving. It's just like, it looks like a side-to-side blade. But one thing they did that was even weirder than that, so as you see, like, these are all like cut every other lug. This one's stupid ugly cuts, but I mean, they tried, right? Look at the other half of it. That has all the lugs, so it's unbalanced. And this one, they didn't even do it all. I'm just now realizing that, like, today. I got these literally, like, kind of spur of the moment when I was down there for Texas. And let's look. I'm going to flip this one up, because I don't know if it's trimmed at all. Yeah, it is. He did the inside of this one, yeah, he did every other lug on the outside of this one. Flip it over, nothing. Didn't do any cutting on that. And then this one, he did half of the outside cutting, literally like exactly half. The entire top portion down there, none of those are cut. So I got a little bit of work I'm gonna have to do. And the inside, he didn't touch at all, again. So there's two that he didn't touch the inside. That one's shaved all the way around. This one's half done on one side. This one's done on this side. Let's check the back. That one's completely done. So he's got two completely done, one a quarter of the way done, and one half done. So it wasn't the guy I bought it from. It wasn't even like his. He wasn't the one that shaved him, but he ran this for a good while, completely uneven. But so we have this, gonna throw these on. I have to do some just kind of maintenance stuff to the wheeler. I had this boot coming off. You can see there is no oil, no grease in there. It's a little rusty, but yeah, so we're gonna replace that boot. And it worked out perfectly because this is the same exact Honda bolt pattern for the new tires. So we're gonna do that. I gotta throw coolant in because last time my BKTs ripped my coolant line off. Part of the reason I was mad enough to sell them. But yeah, that should be all we're doing today. I'm not gonna make you watch me change tires in an axle boot, but let's go ahead and I'll throw you up and we'll hit the road. All right, we fought long and hard, but didn't completely get it done. I need to replace coolant, I have some custom wiring to make the fan actually work. The radiator ended up being blown. It was leaking pretty bad and I couldn't patch it. And I have to put the clutch cover on. But other than that, and I have to tighten a bolt. Other than that, it's good to go. And I tell you, this thing barely fits with this four-wheeler. He's bringing his big rock crawler truck out there. And this will be just kind of a secondary rig if something happens with either mine or with his truck. So we at least do have a backup plan. I always have electrical issues. He always has mechanical issues. So between the two of us, we'll have one working bike for sure, usually. But all right, we are ready to hit the road and finally get down there to Harvest Fest. This has been a long time coming for sure. I have not been to an actual Carter's event in probably close to 2 years. I used to work down there and then ended up with school. They always scheduled this on exam weeks for Harvest Fest. And then I would work down in Oklahoma with AAA for mud days, and hasn't worked out in the past legitimate, I think it's been 2 years. I think Harvest Fest of 2020 might have been the last time I've been able to come to an event. Maybe New Year's of 21, I don't remember. But it's been at least a year and a half since I've been out here for an actual event, so should be really good. I'm excited to see how the rig does, see how those Juggernauts do. But we'll just hit the road, and I hope to see y'all out there. This old girl is loud. I forgot about this. This is the only real bad part about these road trips is I've been going 55 the whole way to save money on gas, and I'm getting 13.6 after 165 miles. So, I mean, that's not terrible for the Toyota. For any other brand, it'd be pretty bad, but Toyota's holding its own for what it says it does. So, we'll get there when we get there, though. All right, I am the first to pull in between me and Jake. We got the rest of our group right here, and we've got another section of our group over there. So, we'll be here pretty much. This will be kind of our base camp, but I'm excited. Got the Rennie out, running well. Ended up stopping in Conway, putting the clutch cover on, tightening that up. The only thing I don't have is a bolt for that, but I mean, it'll be fine. It's not too worrisome, but just gonna kind of tool around, charge the GoPros up, and maybe hit some trails here in a bit. Are these future plans for the ZJ? Look at that thing. That is nice. I love that. This guy's got 2.5 ton axles underneath it, Rockwells. Look at the angle on the pinion there. That is wild. He's pretty straight driveline angles, but man, that's a cool rig. He did say he has 5 tons to throw under it. Look at he's got little wake tower speakers in the back, but he's headed out. He's going to the bonfire. He's got 4 more wake towers underneath him. Look at that. I didn't even notice. Look at that. Mobile audio. Looks like 412s or 415s in the back, and then wake tower speakers on top. And he's got audio inside the cab as well. Alright, look at this. He's got tweeters, the actual speakers, and all the amps built into the bed. I don't know if you can see in there. There, you can see it without the flashlight on. All the amps are inside that sealed box. she's broken again. Out of everything that could have gone wrong, it was getting hot, so I turned it off, obviously. The thing to do. Oh, I held up. Good. Yeah. But, so I turned it off and the battery died. So I'm getting drug back. Thank you, Jackson. All right, making little minor fixes to the Jimmy. Changing spark plug wires and spark plugs. It was having a little bit of a miss almost, but we've kind of narrowed it down to either spark plugs or just not getting enough fuel to the actual engine. But should be a pretty basic fix. Then with the four-wheeler, I went and got some new got a new battery and got an actual switch so we can run an actual switch to the fan, and that should pretty much fix my issues. But I took the side steps off the truck. I forgot how much that this thing kicks up mud. These are the first time out here with these tires, and they do pretty well. I mean, I hadn't obviously taken it through anything too crazy, but I mean, not slipping and sliding like I used to do with the ridge grapplers, so I'm happy with this. All right, so here's the current situation. Down in that hole, my fan completely went out. I have completely tried to hardwire it to the battery, and I am just overheating, which, man, it's such a pain to be put out by little things like that. So I think my plan right now is just to continue running it and just give it little cool down periods to try to make it keep it from overheating the best I can. But I mean, radiator's little plug, this bottom corner is not going to let any air through, and that fan here, I'll show you exactly what it's doing. So here's my hard wiring. It's still sparked, so it is getting power, but you can hear kind of a tick, but just nothing. Grab this again, just directly. You can hear it try to start, and maybe it's a bad Renegade. It may be just so caked in there, I don't know, but I'm struggling just to spin it at all. Oh, it looks like it's hitting that outer shroud. So I don't know if it's burnt up or if it's just bent, because it's hitting the back of my, it's hitting right there. That's exactly what's happening. It's not, oh, I bet my fan bearing maybe? I don't know. But I may try to pull this thing apart, see if I can't, because son of a gun. Big brain, big brain. Easy money. It tips hard that way. I said it tips hard that way. Oh, yeah.
side?
Love to see this. Look at all the kids. They're driving pretty nice rigs too. But they just passed us by and they were yelling, "Oh my God, guys, it's the battle bus." Oh, we love it. That's so funny.
Stinks, huh?
That's so bad. I don't think that's been hit this weekend.
Your front got dug in. Your winch bumper dug in.
What?
Your bumper dug in. You can see the mark.
The dink in the divot.
Yeah.
I'll try to pop it up.
Same thing.
Was that ground?
Huh?
I'll try it one time and I'll try to back out.
You're only at 2 wheels.
I was trying to get the front end up. I'm gonna do the same.
Not happening.
All right, we had to take a pause in the riding. We were all out here listening to the Arkansas Razorbacks. We're playing against Alabama, and we turned it off, not gonna lie. We were watching it in the tent, and it was 14-0 Alabama in the first quarter, and we turned it off and went and watched Truck Bounty Hole and went on a ride. And just got a text, and it is now 23-28, third quarter. So we're all listening to this game together. Alright, so I'm going to show you the bumper and how much it moves. It's completely broken off of my frame, except for the bolts at the very bottom. But watch this. Look at how much. Side to side. Like, it's moving probably, just turning wheels, not even hitting it. That moves a lot. Here, I'll turn the fan off so you can hear a little better. But look at how much that is moving side to side. That's crazy. Yeah, we're gonna have to either replace this bumper or fix it or weld it or something, but it's not doing it how it is, and it's starting to catch that tire. But I've never noticed that. I've definitely had issues with it before, but I just assumed that it was something to do with just how the bumper was made. But it is just not even bolted to the like subframe at all. It is only bolted to the very bottom of my frame. You guys aren't gonna believe what I found. So I literally just went to my truck to eat. I haven't eaten today, and I found a 1/2 inch and an adjustable wrench, and so I'm gonna be able to put this bumper securely on, and we're gonna finish the night out. I have done so many different things that have just messed up this bike, and it is still making it so far this weekend. I don't want to jinx it because we still have a few hours of riding left, but this is the longest that this bike has made it for a weekend. I'm not gonna say it's reliable. We're not there yet, but this is a step in the right direction, especially as hard as I ride this thing. Look how much more solid this is. Like everything I have in me, just about, and I can only move it like an inch, maybe 1.5 inches. That's it. That's awesome, because this bike has done so many things that should have like just made it be put away, but we're making it so far. Still having to manually control the winch. I'm gonna have to do a lot of work to it before it's where I want it to be, but we ripped the floorboard off the other side. There's the plate that was on the back. It was just tack welded and tore off right there, but yeah, kept grabbing tire. That looks like it's hitting the back of the tire right there, so that's gonna have to come in or do something. But let's see, that I thought it was, yeah, overall been performing really well. I love these tires. I've had so many people talk to me, they're like, dude, wait, hold on, those are Juggernauts. I'm like, yep, they are. And that's the coolest thing. And I mean, Assassinators are a great tire, and that's what I was gonna run. I was gonna run 34 Assassinators, do different floorboards, the works, whatever. But something about having Juggernauts and them being just so hard to find is so cool. So I'm really excited to see kind of what they keep doing in the future. Man, I wish they still made these things though. They are such just a good, aggressive, the sidewall bite is like no tire I've ever run. And just look, I want you to see just how far off, and mine are shaved too, so just how far off that is. Here's a thumb width, and it is over a thumb width. I legitimately think this is, let's see, they always said that was an inch. It is an inch. At the bottom, it is a little over an inch, maybe 1.25 inches of just extra bite you get on the sidewalls, on the oh man, it's so handy in the mud holes that they have out at Carter's, because everything is just dug straight down by narrow 40-inch tractor tires that don't have sidewall bite, and so they just dig straight to the bottom, and this is able to grab those ruts, grab those outer walls, and pull you through. And it's, man, this has gotten me through stuff I have never been able to make it through. And I will show y'all, I did get stuck a couple times, but a lot of it is just climbing out of the hole at the very end is where, man, the holes out here, a lot of it is I'm hitting my front bumper. You can see where I've dug that front bumper into walls because it's just straight up, and the bumper hits before the tires. Ideally, I would completely just ditch that bumper, do something completely different, and have a winch. I would much rather the winch be up here. I feel like that's just a much more natural spot where the radiator used to be, but I don't know how strong it is up here because it wouldn't be connected to the frame, it'd be connected to the subframe. But let me know what y'all have done in the comments, because that's what I want to do. I want to just absolutely do a makeover on this bumper because it hits the tires, it's rattling, it's shaking itself loose. This is one of the last few parts that actually came on this ATV when I bought it. and it's gonna be really cool to see what kind of stuff I can come up with. Do I want to model it after a company's? Do I want to just go completely my own? I do know one thing I don't like, as much as I love that this is a Razorback, and of course I go to Arkansas, so it's perfect for me. It is so hard to clean behind this, so I really want just to cut out the center or something, or make it a different design that is a lot more open, because it just hides that mud. And I feel like having a more open radiator may let more mud splash onto the radiator initially, but it's gonna be so much easier to clean, especially when we're out at rides, because once I get home I can get a water hose and whatnot, but they are very stingy with their water here. So but anyway, so we're gonna keep on riding. We've still got a couple hours. Daylight is kind of slowly fading, but we're doing the best we can with what we got. So I'm gonna run out, figure out where my buddies are, and maybe go hit the power lines before it's too dark. But I got out myself, but I ripped my fender off, my whole floorboard. It's not fender, this plastic, like, it's gone. It is not there anymore, and I don't know where. Like, I've been trying to crawl out and see if I can find it, because I hate for somebody else to run over it, but I don't know where it is. Found it. Come on, brother. I ripped the floorboard off and I buried it. It's buried right here. Just gotta actually. Got it? Yeah, thank you. All right, we have made it home. Finally pulling this thing off the trailer. Notice I'm pulling it. You want to guess why? So everything got wet electrically, and so at the end of the night, literally after we were done riding, put this thing on the trailer, and it decided that it would be a really fun idea to keep the lights on and key off. I literally pulled the key out. So came to start it today, nothing. So the battery, I'm sure, just basically drained itself with the lights turning off and on randomly. Kept doing that as I drove down the interstate. I'd see like a high beam in my back mirror. I'm like, I left at like 2 in the morning, and I was like who is bright lighting me from behind? It's my own four-wheeler. That's what it was. So, but made it through the weekend. I'm gonna have to figure out what's wrong with the fan. I didn't have a fan, I didn't have lights, I didn't have a winch this weekend. So, got electrical issues as always. And I think it's just getting too hot, or I've got a break in the connection somewhere, because I'm finding coolant. You can see a trail of it That is directly, that was where my front diff sat. I'm hearing, every once in a while, I'm hearing a popping from this axle and the boot kept coming off, so, oh, that's a piece of something. Oh, it's part of my boot. Demon sent me the wrong boot, so I had to run kind of a cheap eBay one, and it kept popping off. And obviously shredding itself, but the joint is okay. Other than that, what else? Seems there was something else that was going wrong. That's really it, I guess. But great weekend, great guys to ride with. Thankful to actually get out and get to actually be the one riding and making the videos again. So it's awesome. Yeah, just chasing electrical issues at this point, and I mean, she's clearly ridden hard. You see, my buddies didn't take it off the. He brought his truck out, so he didn't take it. But this was the epitome of the before, and then we have that as the after. But yeah, a brand new radiator. Lower half is clogged. Oh, this shakes all around. I did fix it, but it's a lot of movement for being completely in tight. I'm seeing movement at the bottom too, but I don't know. I don't know. I feel like something's loose with that, so I need to figure that out. But I mean, nothing major. Need to fix my alignment, 'cause my alignment's way cambered in. People were thinking I'd blown a wheel bearing because of how cambered in both my front wheels were, but it's just because I didn't take the time to adjust the Super ATV lowers. But other than that, we're just gonna wash this old girl off and put her back in the garage. Start tearing her down again, I guess. The thing is never done, but so close to being, I feel like, reliable. And floorboard was the other thing that ripped off. That is back in here. There's part of one floorboard. There's the other. Just bent and ripped off. But I'm gonna have to do something else with them. Oh, and then that's the old battery I pulled out. I was having issues. I broke screws off down in the trail trying to mess with the fan, so I'm gonna try to take one of these batteries back, so I don't really need two functional batteries. Well, I say functional, that one's messed up again. But anyway, we're just gonna clean it up. I took the lower step off. Look how much dirtier my truck got compared to how it normally does. Just filthy. And that was just getting to and from the campsite. That was it. That is all I did. Then drove it home. But nasty truck. But just gonna clean everything off and call it a day.